The camera never lies. He has no interests, cannot lie, and is unable to manipulate feelings. And in one moment that is now viral on various social media platforms, the camera captured something that made millions of pairs of eyes fall silent, millions of hearts tremble, and thousands of netizens admitted that they were goosebumps. Not because of big words, not because of the scene, but it was because of one simple gesture from Kim Taehyung to Jungkook. A hug that felt too honest to be taken for granted. It happened without warning. There is no script. No camera briefing. There is no deliberate dramatic light highlight. But that's precisely why this moment has become so powerful. Taehyung, known for his calm demeanor and an expression often shrouded in a slight smile, is seen approaching Jungkook in a non-contrived manner. His hands were coiled, his body was leaning, and there was a split-second pause that seemed to say, "I'm here." And that's where the camera ceases to be a mere documentation tool. It turns into a witness. Netizens who re-watched the footage many times began to notice small details that cannot be faked. The way Taehyung embraces Jungkook is not like a formal hug in public. Not stiff, not fast, no rush. There is gentle pressure on the shoulders, there is a head position that seems to protect, and there is body language that only appears when someone really cares. Jungkook didn't shy away either. He accepted the embrace completely, as if allowing himself to be supported, not as a great idol, but as a tired human being. Jungkook's reaction afterwards became the subject of a separate discussion. His expression changed. His shoulders seemed to slowly come down. His previously blank gaze began to refocus. Many have referred to the moment as the point at which Jungkook was seen breathing again, and the camera records everything without emotional filters. This is the reason why netizens call it goosebumps, because what they see is not acting, but empathy. In an entertainment world that is often accused of being full of falsehoods, this moment feels like a beautiful anomaly. Taehyung didn't do anything heroic. He didn't say anything bombastic. It's just embrace. But precisely therein lies its strength. The embrace felt like more honest language than 1,000 words. And the camera, which is usually feared because it can reveal mistakes, this time showed sincerity. Netizens from various countries began to associate this moment with Taehyung and Jungkook's long journey as best friends. They are not just group mates. They grew up together, going through trainee years, the pressures of global popularity, and the demands of being public figures who barely made room for the fragile. In that context, Taehyung's embrace felt like a reminder that behind the glitter of the stage, there are still irreplaceable human bonds. Many comments say that the hug looks like a reflex, not a conscious decision. And reflexes never lie. It arises from the deepest instincts. The camera captures how Taehyung does not turn to the camera first, does not look for the best angle, does not think about public perception. He just reacted to Jungkook. That's what makes netizens feel like they're peeping into a private moment that shouldn't be shown, but has already been recorded. Some observers have even called this moment one of the rare examples of emotional honesty in the idol industry. Jungkook, who is often described as a strong and perfectionist figure, was briefly seen as needing a backrest, and Taehyung was present without hesitation. No exaggeration. Not dramatic, just enough. The camera magnifies the meaning of that simplicity. What makes this moment even stronger is the silence around it. No excessive laughter. There was no splashy reaction from others. It's as if the space around them gives that emotion time to exist. And the camera, again, does not cut it. Let those moments pass as they are. Netizens who watched it felt the same way, a meaningful silence. For many fans, this moment is not just a proof of friendship. He was a reminder that even a figure as big as Jungkook can get tired, can falter, and can need someone who understands without asking. And Taehyung, in one brief embrace, showed that understanding. The camera adds nothing. He just recorded the truth. Now, the footage continues to be replayed, analyzed, and talked about. But the more often it is watched, the clearer it becomes that there is no big mystery in it. Quite the opposite, there is only simple honesty. And maybe that's what gives netizens goosebumps. Because in a world full of pretense, the camera suddenly shows something real. In the end, this moment didn't require a lengthy explanation from Taehyung or Jungkook. The camera has said enough. And what he says is simple but deep. When words are no longer enough, a sincere touch can be everything. Continuing the narrative, more and more netizens realized that the embrace moment was not an isolated incident, but a small fragment of a long relationship that had been built over the years. The camera may only capture a few seconds, but for those who followed Taehyung and Jungkook's journey from the beginning, those seconds feel like a summary of everything that was never said in public. There's a history there, a history of two young people growing up together amid pressures that even adults often can't bear. In several replays, it is clear how Taehyung not only hugs, but adjusts his position to Jungkook. It's like reading a friend's body language without having to ask. This is what makes many viewers speechless, because such empathy is not born from obligations, but from the habit of understanding each other. The camera, again, does not engineer anything. It only shows the synchronization of two emotions that have known each other for a long time. Many netizens then linked the moment to the pressure Jungkook later felt. As a figure who is always at the forefront, the demands of perfection are often so tightly attached. Jungkook is known to rarely show his fragile side. He smiles more often, jokes, and makes sure others feel good. But that's precisely why, when the camera captured the moment she accepted Taehyung's embrace without a fight, the public felt as if they were seeing something very personal, something that is usually hidden. The reaction after the embrace was no less talking. Taehyung didn't move away. There was a brief pause, as if he was making sure Jungkook was completely ready before releasing. This small gesture became the subject of heated discussion. Many say, "This is not a hug for the camera. This is a hug for the soul." The phrase appears repeatedly in the comments, signaling how profound the visual impact was recorded. Amid the rush of opinion and speculation, one thing is clear: the public does not see sensations, but sincerity. The camera, often considered cruel for being able to freeze mistakes, this time captured precisely the most human side of the two global stars. There is no panic to maintain the image. There is no attempt to hide emotions. There is only the presence of one person for another. This moment also sparked wider reflection among netizens about the meaning of true friendship. Many claim to be reminded of their own best friend, of how a hug at the right time can feel more healing than long advice. In this case, Taehyung and Jungkook unintentionally become a mirror for many people. The cameras caught it, and the public felt it. Some pop culture observers say that moments like this rarely happen on a stage as big as BTS. Not because there are no emotions, but because emotions often have to be filtered by professionalism. But that's precisely why, when one embrace escapes the filter and is captured on camera, the impact is multiplied. Feels honest, raw, and what it is. Over time, the footage does not lose its strength. Even after days have passed, the discussion of how Taehyung embraces Jungkook is still alive. Every little detail is reviewed again, not in search of new sensations, but in order to understand the feelings between the lines. The camera does not give a verbal answer, but it leaves room for an emotional interpretation. Ultimately, this moment is a silent reminder that behind the titles, achievements, and global spotlight, Taehyung and Jungkook are still human. They can be tired, can be fragile, and can strengthen each other without the need for words. The camera doesn't lie, and maybe that's why, to this day, many netizens still admit that they get goosebumps every time they look at the embrace again.